Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
On last night, there's a bit of news that came out from that post-fight press conference. Jon Jones has officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the champion. This has been a long story. It seems to have a lot of back and forth. Can you tell us the timeline of Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight? What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate? There's a lot of reports about figures he was offered. Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you. Do you think he's ducking Tom?
After months of build-up, delays, and complete silence, Jon Jones has finally pulled the PLU, officially stepping away from the UFC. His retirement has thrown the heavyweight division into total uncertainty. But behind the scenes, the buzz is that Dana White isn't just upset about Jones walking away. He's also frustrated about how long the UFC held out hope, waiting for a decision that never truly came.
He's never ducked anybody. And, you know, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that. But, you know, he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight them? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. You know, we had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see. And that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, you know, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But yeah, I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. We had the fight done. You know, you saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen. And then he changed his mind.
Two more quick ones from me. So for Tom Aspinall tonight, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have two more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't even thought about. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Cyril Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that, like, to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe you could convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week. So we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing and literally said, I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go.
Is Jon Jones retired? Is he fighting again?
I don't want to say that I'm retired because fighting's in my blood. Right now, I could really care less about fighting. I've been doing it my whole life at a very high level. When the itch comes back, and if it comes back, then I'll do it with my whole heart. I'll do it to the best of my abilities.
I think this story starts with the Pavlovich fight, but you know, we could debate this all day long.
But even like the Pavlovich fight, it was like Jon had just fought Cyril in 8
March.
or 9 months prior, and it was like there was still hope that it would just be Jon.
Yeah, but he was going to be out for a year. You know what I mean? He had surgery on his elbow, surgery on his shoulder. You call up Tom in the middle of the night. You give him the interim title fight. It could have been so much cleaner. Respective stuff. Anyway, in August of 2024, Tom is talking to Michael Bisping on his great YouTube channel, and well, he kind of predicts all of this. Take a look.
There's no way on earth that he's going to fight me. Not a chance. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
There it is. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. That's what, 9 months ago?
The UFC put the entire heavyweight division on pause for one-man Jon Jones. But now that he's officially stepped away, fans and fighters are all wondering the same thing. Why wasn't he stripped of the title earlier? Tom Aspinall's rise has been held back because of it. UFC London came and went with no real movement. Even a rumored Paris event never materialized into a fight. With Jones now out of the equation, Dana White is facing backlash for a call that may have cost the division a whole year and possibly wasted some of Aspinall's peak years.
The guy I'm fighting next is the most dangerous guy that I'm ever going to have to fight. Look at the top 10 now. I've beaten 6 of them. My goal is to beat 10.
But what is now going to happen in your career going forward in the heavyweight division?
We've got a date. We've got an opponent to work towards.
Yeah.
Everything's good. And I can finally get my career going again.
And what is now going to happen in your career going forward in the heavyweight division? All right? What are your feelings towards him?
First of all, thanks for keeping it short, because I have said that I'm not going to speak about it anymore. My feelings towards him, I just wish him all the best. Genuinely wish him all the best. If he feels satisfied with what he's done, which he's saying he is, and he's happy to leave like that, then I genuinely wish him all the best.
Do you think that that is it?
I don't know him. Don't know him at all. Met him once. Don't know anything about him, so I don't know.
Say it, was it, Michelle?
It was short and sweet, thank you.
No, but you can understand that that has been quite a huge part of the narrative over the last
of course.
12 months, and a lot of fight fans will have their attitudes as to why that decision has been made and what have you. I kind of agree with you. At the end of the day, with the legacy that he's had and what he's done in the sport, he has the right to make a decision for himself. Personally, as a fight fan, I just wish that he'd done it a little bit earlier, so therefore we wouldn't have had that narrative over the last 12 months, because I can imagine it's been incredibly frustrating for you from a personal point of view and a professional point of view as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I feel like a broken record, keep banging up, but all I wanted to do was fight. I just wanted to fight. I've not been to work, mate, for nearly a year. I know people see me online and doing all the rest of it, but my main job is fighting people. That's what I do. I've not done that for almost a year, and none of it has had anything to do with me.
Right, perfect. This is where I want to go with,
Okay,
right?
go on.
Because I think a lot of people have an understanding of you. I'd like to say that obviously we spent a bit of time, so I kind of like to get inside your head a little bit more and pick the little things that go on inside. How have you dealt with that? Because I remember speaking to you during the time that you were out injured with your knee. That was a tough challenge from a psychological point of view.
Yeah.
This is different, because when you're out with your knee, it's on me now. I'm going to get fit and get my knee back, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. The last 12 months hasn't been kind of on you. So how was that a different mental challenge?
And I can say this now that it's over, because the thing with me, when I'm in difficult situations, I try not to complain about it as much. This last year,
full-time firefighter at that point. Here he is talking to Kevin Iole on his great platform about the prospect of fighting Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall's the guy that people want to see you fight, right? So here's the question. You're fighting Stipe Miocic, and I know you're focused on that fight. If you defeat him, as you're a 6-1 favorite to win the fight, if you defeat him, will you defend your belt against Aspinall, who has the interim title?
More than likely not. More than likely not. I feel like Tom Aspinall is, I don't want to say nobody, but he just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything. And I understand that. I mean, he won his belt against Sergey. Sergey just got slaughtered by someone else. So it's just like, I'm not here to gamble someone else making a name off of me.
At that point, by the way, Tom had won his UFC debut. He beat Jake Collier via a 45-second knockout. He then beat Alan Badeau in a minute and 35 seconds via TKO. He submitted Andrei Arlovsky, John's good friend, in the second round, a minute and 9 seconds. He TKO'd Sergey Spivak. He submitted Alexander Volkov. He blew out his knee against Curtis Blades, came back a year later and TKO'd Marcin Tybura in a minute and 13 seconds. He knocked out Sergey Pavlovich in 69 seconds. That's what Tom, the quote-unquote nobody, had done up until that point. Pretty much beat everyone that he could have, other than the top dog, who clearly did not want to fight him.
The MMA world is divided. Some argue Jon Jones had every right to leave on his own terms, while others feel the UFC went out of its way to protect a legacy that many believe was already falling apart. Now, all eyes are shifting to what's next for Tom Aspinall. Talks have surfaced about a blockbuster clash with Francis Ngannou, matchup that could send shockwaves through the sport. But with Ngannou still under contract with PFL, that dream bout likely won't happen until 2025. Another name gaining traction is Alex Pereira. After storming through 2 divisions, many fans are calling for a super fight between him and Aspinall. It would be high impact, headline grabbing, and a huge moneymaker, but risky, possibly too soon. Then there's Ciryl Gane. He seems like the most realistic next step, especially with the UFC planning more European events. Aspinall versus Gane would easily sell out a packed arena, but rumors suggest Gane may have already been offered. The fight Tan turned it down as the speculation grows. One thing's becoming obvious: the UFC's handling of this situation hasn't sat well with fans. From letting Jones delay the division to failing to properly support their interim champ, many insiders are calling it a complete misstep.
Managers in this sport have to keep their relationships with the UFC.
Yeah.
And it's a real problem, and there's many layers to this issue. Managers are afraid to back their fighters because of the repercussions on their relationships with the UFC, and it's all over the place. They will serve the UFC before they serve their fighters, as far as I'm concerned. But to see a guy with only one fighter and not have to worry about this at all, and just be like, do you know what? This was bullshit. You know, essentially just be like, this is not cool. I thought it was class. Do we have some quotes there on our John? I don't know if you put them up there. Oh, here we go. This is from the article up on Uncrowned. And believe me, this has nothing to do with me if this is a good article. I am just writing 50 words. Here's Andy. 50 words. Here's Andy. Here it is. I can't think of a worse way you could have done it. This is the announcement of Tom as the new champion. I don't know if pathetic is the word. I just feel they didn't think about it. I don't think Tom deserved to find out at a press conference in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's got a point.
It's poor man management of Jones and Tom. I like the personnel at the UFC, but for me, they just don't do things right sometimes.
I think he's right. Well, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And here it is on Jones. Like, I mean, it just feels like he was knocking fucking home run balls out of the park. Like everything that everyone felt. Yeah. He's just like, and here's this one.
I know.
As soon as Jones got injured and said he needed a year off before he fought Stipe, he should have stepped aside then.
As for Tom Aspinall, he's keeping his cool butt. His message is loud and clear. He's done sitting on the sidelines. He wants to stay active, defend his belt for real, and prove he's the true king of the division. More than anything, Tom wants to earn global respect by taking on anyone, anywhere, without excuses.